Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oluwole Godwin, and here I have with me on my right hand side Adelere Additional, and on my left hand side Oluwatoyin Akintunde. You guys might be wondering what this particular setting is all about. Usually you'd see me with a marker, trying to teach you something and so on and so forth. But here we are not. I'm not teaching you anything. So this is just something like the return. It's been a while that I made any videos for you guys. I think about a month ago or so. Right, so this is something like a welcome back, like the return. So that's why it's called the return. We welcome back. We've gone to package a lot of things. And this is even one of them. Better things. Just try to make the channel better. More interactive, as you shall be seeing soon, and so on and so forth. Okay, so one other thing that you guys might be interested in is knowing what this channel really stands for. MOG Economics. Maybe a friend of yours just told you I'm subscribed to MOG Economics, and you're like, what's the meaning of MOG Economics? Okay, so I was trying to think of a brand name one time like that. It's not so easy coming up with brand name, so I was just like, okay, my name is Oluwole Godwin. Let me just add Mr. to it. So MOG, Mr. Oluwole Godwin. So that was, you see, my friends are even laughing. So that was how everything just, I just couldn't think of something, and it stuck. People like calling me MOG. I know it's at that point you can't really change it again so that you don't confuse the audience, and so on and so forth. Okay, you might also be interested in how did this channel begin. So what were the things that necessitated this channel? At least something has to begin from something. There needs to be a purpose for a thing, right? How you begin? Basically, I'm someone who has a passion for teaching, not teaching in a class. YouTube is just the perfect place for me to talk. I love to be mobile. I love my independence. And I was thinking, okay, what could I do? I just the knowledge was there. I just had this hobby of just teaching people for free and so on and so on. Of course not for free every time. Okay, so what I had to do was I had to contact one of my friends in school. His name is Adebisi Mohammed Adebisi. I had to contact him that, okay, is there a way you could just you have access to a lot of students, so is there a way you could just link me up with a number of economic students? And he did it. Yeah, they had a WhatsApp group, and those are the students that are yet to resume. They gained admission to the University of Ibadan last year, and because of the current pandemic, they've not been able to resume and some other things. So I decided to start taking them. That was even before the pandemic. They were awaiting resumption and all of that. I started taking them. After that, I would give them. I sent them a particular textbook which they are going to be using by the time they resume. So I asked them to read it, to go through it, and I set tests for them. So it got to a particular point, the stuff was becoming, more difficult and so on and so forth. It was getting to that point where you really have to be taught what you are seeing in textbook really mean before you can, grasp them. If all we just have to do is to read the textbook and pass our exams, we don't even have to be in school. We can just sit at our own, read our books, but that we just need, we need a teacher or a tutor. We need someone to put us through. So this particular lady started having low scores, because it is weekly. She started having low scores, and I had to ask her that what's happening. You used to score very high, and she told me that she prefers being taught, someone physically teaching her, and then she reading a book than just reading the book alone. So I started thinking that, okay, how can I help this girl? And if you want to know, I was doing all of that for free. Okay, so it was from that thought that I was like, okay, if I said I should be sending you pictures like people do on WhatsApp, that's going to be so disorganized, because you might even have some people that are not interested in this stuff on the group, and you might also have these points where you don't even know the correct picture to see, because this person is texting, that person is texting, and so on and so forth. And if I say I should make videos, WhatsApp videos are not when they become long, they are not so incredible. So what I just started thinking was, what could I do? So I met with Mr. Abiodun. Mr. Abiodun. So I met with him and we spoke about, okay, why not just create a YouTube channel? Why could you just teach the students? And that was what brought about the channel. Now another important factor is the pandemic. Okay, the coronavirus period. It gave us a kind of break. We are all final year students of the University of Ibadan, done with our exams, done with a lot of things. So we're about to graduate, and the whole pandemic just came, and it gave everybody a break. So that break was that break is what we are utilizing now, to create this thing that would help a lot of people after the break. Okay, so that is so the pandemic and the zeal to put someone through to make learning easier for someone was were the things that brought about this channel, and I hope that we are going to really enjoy it. Now, when we're talking about what have we done so far, so we've been able to record 71 videos so far, so good, and not all the qualities are great. At least when I first began, there were mistakes. Okay, but over time the qualities became really, really great, and they were wonderful. And one thing that the channel prides itself in is explicitity. Okay, we teach things very, very in a very explicit manner. Okay, and another thing is being comprehensive. So if I'm to talk about demand and supply, I don't just talk about demand. So you talk about demand, change in demand, factors affecting demand, equilibrium between demand. You talk about supply. Talk about every. In fact, you talk about a lot of things that you need to know under demand and supply. And when that is done, though, I just create a playlist, compile everything in a chronological manner, in a chronological order, and set them on the playlist. So if you need lessons on demand and supply, for example, just check the videos, go to the playlist section, and we are going to see one on demand and supply. If you need videos on market structures, monopoly, I think we have 6 videos on monopoly yet, oligopoly, and so on and so forth. So just go to the playlist, then start viewing from there. They are very, very chronological. All right. I also need to make an important announcement. We are going to be unveiling a particular thing at the end of this video, so you guys just have to stick around and try to watch this video up to the very end. You are going to enjoy it. It's a new thing. It doesn't happen on this channel before, and really you are going to enjoy it. All right. So I have to talk about Miss Tony again. So Miss Tony, what do you think are the benefits of this channel? How do you think this channel can benefit people?
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Mr. Luwale Godwin.
Thank you.
Okay. This channel has a lot of benefits to students. Like, okay, well, since the particular audience is students, but actually it's cuts across students. Okay, for example, the channel helps you to learn at your own pace. Because I realized that we don't all learn at the same pace. Like the rate at which Mr. A assimilates is not the same rate at which Mr. B assimilates. And we are all in the same class, we are all learning at the same time. And actually, the lecturer is not going to pause or wait and ask who understands, who doesn't understand. I mean, they have a limited time frame, they want to cover as much as they can. So in class, they are just teaching you, you are to grab as much as you can grab and then go out. I mean, this is university and they just feel you are matured enough to learn things on your own. So they are not really bothered about who is grabbing or who is not grabbing. And the fact that they have a lot of students to attend to, it wouldn't be logical for them to start asking who understands or who doesn't understand and how. So having this kind of channel gives you an opportunity to learn at your own pace. I mean, you could, for example, let's say you're taking a topic like demand and supply, and probably you're stuck with shifts in demand. You could always go back and then check the video again. Let's assume you've moved from changing demand to changing quantity demanded and you're kind of confused. You can always go back and then check change in quantity demanded and then compare it with change in demand and how, which is almost not possible in a normal class. Another thing is, aside learning at your own pace, you get to learn at your own convenient time. Like, I've realized that we all learn at different times. Like, there's some people that when they start reading at night, forget it, whatever it is they are reading sticks. Some people it's early in the morning, whatever they are reading sticks. Some people it's in the evening. But you don't get to have that kind of opportunity in class. Like, it's a school environment, a lot of people are learning, so it has to be regulated, of course. So you see them come up with timetables, and then I remember when we were in Sandra, we had to take this mathematical course, and a lot of us just preferred if it had going in the morning, and then we are going to come, learn this thing when our brain is still calm and fresh. But of course, we are not the only one using the departments, the venues are limited, and in fact, our opinion wasn't considered anyway. So the class happened to fall in the afternoon, and everyone is stressed out. So we end up learning like little or nothing in the class because we're all stressed. Even the lecturer is stressed at that time. So imagine this kind of platform gives you an opportunity to learn at your convenient time. I mean, if you feel you would grab more in midnight, you can always carry your phone, log into the channel, or just download the video, check it, learn, and you're fine. And another benefit you get you tend to get from the channel is you can always go back to the topics. Okay, I've realized that it's progressive. Like in 100 level, you can do game theory. In 200 level, a continuation of game theory, and then you realize you might need the knowledge from 100 level. Like so, you can always just okay. Probably you're in final year. In fact, I did game theory in 100 level. At 400 level, I still did game theory, and somehow I had to go back because at that point I was like, the lecturer isn't going to start from the basics again. He assumes, okay, of course you should know this, you should know this. So at that point I had to just go back and read again before I was able to catch up. So having this kind of channel, all you have to do is just take your phone, watch the video, and immediately your memory is joggled and you can remember what it is you learned in 100 level that you would be needing in 400 level. And again, most of the economics textbooks we use, like I've realized that from UK authors or US authors. So of course they use
Or even Indian authors.
exactly. So of course they use examples from the environment, something they can relate with. But I've realized that when you use examples you're more familiar with, you tend to understand better and it tends to stick better. So our tutor here, even though fine, you might be reading those textbooks to teach you, he is not going to be using those examples. He will be using things you can relate with. He wouldn't start using apple and cheese. Fine, we can relate with apple and cheese, but of course, I think it would actually be easier if he had said something like give me an example of Nigerian food. Moi moi and all. I mean, it would be funny and all. There is this atmosphere it creates when you can relate to things. There is this way it helps you understand better when you can relate to things. So, actually, I would just enjoy you to follow this channel. It has a lot and a lot and a lot of benefits. I'm sure my colleagues also have something to say about the benefits of this channel.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Now over to you, Mr. Abiodun. What other benefit do you think that students are likely to get from this channel?
Okay, thank you, Godwin, and thank you, Tony, for that wonderful description of the benefits that this channel holds. But I think for everyone that is actually viewing this at the moment, this channel is a gift, and it's the kind of gift that I wish I had early in life, that I wish had encountered before now. So we all get to begin from somewhere in life, and that also occurs with our university education. So we all start from maybe 100 level, or if you're a direct entry student, so 200 level. But the funny thing you find actually is that you're in a strange environment where everything is new and you're trying to acclimatize to get into the culture of things. You have a lot of challenges, you're trying to manage your schedules, it's not what you used to. And that was actually the kind of thing I experienced in my 100 level days. And I think that gave me a lot of issues trying to manage and balance education with the other aspects of my life. So if I had had this kind of channel that had actually simplified the learning efforts, then especially the registrations, man, they could be really frustrating and take your time a lot. So if I had had this kind of channel, could have really reduced the time I have to spend shuffling around things and helped me to maximize my learning potentials then. See, there is this common fear that everyone has in 100 level, and that is your first semester results. How's it going to look? And they believe that the results you have at that time more or less actually defines what you're going to be graduating with. So that fear, you wouldn't have it if you utilize this kind of channel, because I have seen the videos there, I've seen the power they have, and I know the tutor himself personally, both, and also I do see how the videos are prepared. So I know that a lot of commitment and effort goes into this. So that's why I said it's a gift that I wish I had. But well, not having it is not an entirely bad idea if someone coming after me could still benefit from it. So I'm saying that you should do your best to utilize the resources on this channel. And I think I'd like to mention something, emphasize something that Godwin has mentioned earlier, and that's the fact that the videos are organized in playlists. Now, I don't know if you are this kind of person who's like me, but that means that you can easily sort amongst different topics or different areas that you want to cover at any point in time. And funny but interesting is that all topics on microeconomics has been covered, and they are more or less from the basic to the advanced. So you could hardly find anything that you're looking for across levels that you don't have on this channel. I could remember that at a point in time when I was in 300 and 400 level, I had to go online on YouTube channels like this to actually look for one or two videos to learn. But do you know the disappointment? None of them was Nigerian. None of them was relating in the examples I could understand. So I'll still have to combine them with textbooks, then combine them with discussions of friends. And that's the part where this comes in. This is friendly, it's homely. So you could have a classroom right within your own house while you're sitting down on your own table to read or to have a chat with friends. So again, it's a great gift, but like every other gift, it's the potential of the gift does not only lie in it being given to you, but in you actually utilizing it. So I recommend that you do your best to make use of this invaluable gift that is given unto you right now.
Yeah, and actually, you talking about having time, having to shuffle time and all. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur and all, and I realized I had this business idea in 100 level. No, actually, it's 100, 300 level. But then having to combine it with the workload, I just had to put it on note. I was like, no, there is no way I was going to have to come to class 7 to 7 class, and even that you've not even understood. Now imagine not even having enough time for class and juggling with business. If we had this kind of platform, then it would have been easy to catch up on whatever it is you're missing, and then still focus on every other area of your life that you feel you have to develop. But at that time, I knew it's almost impossible to juggle both, so I just had to put the business idea on hold. So I'm just saying, if I had this kind of opportunity, then I would have been able to start the business I wanted to do then, as well as combine it with my academics and build both at the same time. I was just trying to buttress the point that this platform provides you with opportunity to maximize your time.
All right, thank you, Lua, thank you for that. And another thing I actually want to add after what Tony has said, and I think Tony has actually mentioned it somehow in his in our discussion, and that's the fact that this channel provides you alternative views, alternative explanations, alternative ideas.
Yeah.
You see, for me, there's a great way I learn. I actually learned from multiple sources at a time so that I could really, really understand the core of the matter. Because it's one thing to know, it's another thing to understand it. So back then, I used to try to get 3, 4, 5 textbooks on my phone on one subject so I could go through the same topic in across 3, 4, 5 textbooks. But now, there's little time for that, and especially given the situation of the world right now, there would hardly be little time for much time to be able to take care of all of those kind of readings today. So this channel provides you an alternative explanation to what you've learned in class or what you're going to learn in class, and also an alternative explanation to what you're going to read. And in a way, because the structure of the lessons are such that you have different topics brought together and synced one into another, because it's the same teacher who's taking them all through, and also because they are made from different kinds of materials, which I believe he actually did a lot of that investment in making sure that they are flexible across different kinds of textbooks and materials. So that means you're having a lot of them in a single pack delivered to you. So again, I wish I had the opportunity, but that's my own wish. You don't have to get to this point where you wish you had the opportunity, because the opportunity is right there for you to use.
Okay. Another benefit of this platform is it gives you an opportunity to acclimatize yourself with e-learning. We're in the 21st century, even though that we are in a developing country actually. During this pandemic, students are supposed to continue with their education and all. And I'm very sure a lot of students in public universities really do not know about e-learning, or they are not really accustomed to e-learning. So having this kind of platform provides you an opportunity to acclimatize yourself with e-learning. And imagine if there is maybe a policy structure now that says students have to probably partial e-learning and then partial physical classes. You are not shocked, you are not new to it, you are not destabilized by it. It's possible that something is really, really simple, but for the fact that you're not used to it or you don't know it, it disorients you and it gives you issue. So this platform gives you an opportunity to acclimatize yourself with what e-learning looks like, and
All right. Thank you, Tony. Let me just add one more point to it. I think it's buttressing a point from Tony, which is talking about entrepreneurship. You see, the days that we are now, you just have to be multi-skilled. You have to be able to do a lot of things. And the way schools are conventionally structured, they don't really give you time to do other things because you just have to be in that library. And your parents don't. Some of your parents don't. Your parents or guardians don't even want to see you. Maybe on the playing field, maybe doing something that would even be productive to your life. So whether you're a single parent or a single mother, a single dad, trying to, a difficult, having a difficult time to parent your child, and at the same time attend your classes in school, or you could be a DOC student, a part-time student, or someone who just has to run a job on the side. All right. Yeah, a hustling student like Nigerian, in the Nigerian case, you have to also, a lot of students are the ones that pay their school fees.
Yeah.
They are the ones that just sponsor themselves. I had that kind of challenge too, but they are also, I'm geek boy now. What do you think?
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So that's this kind of channel gives you the opportunity to, it's just time saving, seriously. So you just sit down, you don't have to attend the whole lectures 11 weeks, except, especially when they are optional, when you do not count maybe your CA score, maybe your exam score. I'm not asking to be a perfect absentee, of course, no. I'm just trying to tell you that this is more convenient. Okay, you could attend your classes, a few times, maybe instead of 12 weeks, you could just attend, you just split it, maybe 6 times, or as the case may be, and at the end of the day, just sit down with these videos. You have a test, you have an exam, sit down with these videos. I'm not asking not to read the textbook. It will be good for you to read alongside a textbook. But if you don't have a textbook, you can just watch the videos and have a very good view of what to expect, as long as you are seeing the video that is within your course outline or your curriculum, as the case may be.
Yeah, I also just when Gordon was talking, I remembered something. There are times you must have read like the entire textbook, like of course I've read back to back, but then it's just 3 hours to examine. It's impossible for you to start revising them all over again. These videos are short, they are precise. You could always just click on it as in to revise and jog your memory. Like it's really easy because I know, of course, in this department, even when you've read and read, you still want to just go over it again in that
Yeah,
short
of
period.
course.
And then there are times that you've just read so much, and then a particular topic might just keep your mind, and you have like maybe 30 minutes to exam. Of course, it's almost impossible to read like 40 pages or maybe 30
Of course,
pages
40
in
pages.
that short amount of time. But of course, when you're seeing it, and then when you have this virtual platform, you remember, as in when you see the video again, like of course you're rewatching the video, when you see it again, it jogs your memory. So I'm just saying that it's a good revising it provides a good revising opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even let's say you have just few minutes to exam and you feel there is any topic you really need to check on to revise, you just go online your playlist and then just click on it and you're good to go.
All right, thank you, Tony, for that. Now, let me mention one other point that may be funny or ridiculous, but it's just to tell you that, you see, this is free, so you don't really have to pay for tutors to come and teach you. Some of you might need special attention, someone to put you through and all of that, and then the kind of exorbitant fees you have to pay, especially if you are a university student. So this is a platform that we don't take a dime from you, seriously. So it is really a gift, as my friend over here has said. So I have a question for Mr. Abel.
I wanted to put a sarcastic comment after you finish.
Oh, really? You can say she wanted to be sarcastic.
No,
Okay,
you don't have to tell them. It's quite fun now. It was like immediately you said.
Okay. I don't know the phone. So.
Okay, let me just say, isn't it such an irony that an economics student is providing a free lunch when there is no such thing as free lunch? That's what I wanted to say.
Because the economist is a nice guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. All right.
I think you're going to learn that from the first principles of economics.
That's
There
if
is
you
no
are a
free lunch.
freshman.
Yeah,
freshman. One of the 10 principles of economics. What's
Yes.
that principle? No free lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no free lunch.
Yeah.
The principle of scarcity or opportunity cost in a way too. It's actually there's no free lunch, so there's scarcity everywhere, and you have opportunity cost for every single thing that you are doing. Some people call it low hanging principle, low hanging fruit principle.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
You might be wondering what's opportunity cost and so on and so forth. We have
Check the videos.
you have videos on that, and implicit opportunity cost and explicit. You can just check.
Check.
And I don't know, you may wait to resume. Anyhow, it's left.
No,
But
wait to resume.
it's really good if you can just
Exactly.
when someone tells you something that you don't really understand, you just have to find out immediately because you may forget.
Immediately,
That's
exactly.
if you have never heard about opportunity cost. It's a simple concept, but a big
Oh, sorry, I should add something to that point actually. Take note, even if you've heard of opportunity cost before, or maybe sometime before, it doesn't hurt to actually go and look at it again.
Yeah.
I'd like to mention some experiences of mine. You see, some of the concepts that I've strongly understood and been able to develop my own ideas of, I've reviewed them time and again to the point where there is a saying that when you read a good book the second time, you don't see in that book something that's not there before. You see in yourself something that you've not noticed there before.
Wow.
So I think that's a good reason for you to actually go and reuse the videos one after the other, the basic concepts up to the ideas of elasticity and all of those other complex things, and even to oligopoly and game theory. You're going to enjoy it.
And most especially even if you're a freshman, you don't expect that the concepts they use in secondary school is exactly the same concepts they're using here. I mean, you feel economics in secondary school might just be like a lot of stories. But when you get here, it's really a different ball game. Like,
here is university.
Exactly, of course, it might be the same thing, but of course, it's being used in a more technical time now. It's being specified. So probably the opportunity cost, then might just be the surface opportunity cost. So you can just go back to have an in-depth knowledge of opportunity cost.
Of course, that's why you are graduating. That's why you are, from
Exactly.
going to high school into the college.
Now you are
so
specialized.
there needs to be a packaging of that concept that you knew before.
Yeah.
Right, so, having said all that we've said, so Mr. Abiodun, do you have any piece of advice that you could give to our viewers, whether parents, tutors, teachers, and students?
Yes, definitely. I have. I think I have a bunch of them actually. Not.
Don't give us. You want to give us the bunch? okay. Just
you are permitted.
All right.
It's a period of giveaway, so sorry about
So you see, these are giveaway. Let's guys.
All right. So for students, my advice is that you should keep locked to this. Okay. Stay locked to the channel. YouTube provides you this ability to actually add to your library. I don't know if you've noticed that on your phone, or maybe if you use your computer to access YouTube, but you could add to your library. You could even create a link, keep the link on your own page on your phone. So the importance of that is click it, just immediately come to MOG Economics, learn a couple of things, at least learn something positive in economics in a day. And if you do that, just some 20 minutes, some 10 minutes investment in a day, look at how long that would be in a year. So look at how great an economist you would be in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time.
Yeah,
Could be you would be the president of World Bank.
You never can tell. Are you saying is it me? No, of course, you never can tell. No, never can tell.
So that's one important thing. And I think on that note, you should actually also be free to ask questions that you don't understand, and be free to request for topics, or maybe even a concept that has been taken before but you just don't grasp some part of it. Then feel free to ask that the video should be retaken, maybe with a special focus on this part.
Yeah, of course, because that's
I know Godwin is willing to do that. I see as he, like he has mentioned, he has passion for teaching, and I've witnessed that firsthand. I've witnessed that in his videos, and I'm sure that he is willing to take that up for you. So, but you have to request first, and even it is said in one of the greatest sayings of the world that you should ask, and it will be given unto you. So, do well to ask. And then I will also quickly add for tutors and teachers. I think teachers.
And parents.
Yeah, of course, I'm coming to parents too. But teachers and tutors, please do your best to recommend this platform to your students, to your to those you are tutoring, to those that you are teaching or mentoring, because of a number of reasons. One, it makes the work easier for you. See, the best of teachers doesn't teach their students what they know; they teach their students how to know. So give them a platform where they could learn things and be independent of you. So giving them a tool makes them independent of you, and you also have more time to yourself. But of course, you can't be giving a tool to someone if you are not sure of the reliability of that. So it's just something we all learned It's common sense too. We all learned it in school that reliability matters. So that means you should also peruse the videos on the channel, and it doesn't hurt to actually learn a couple of other things. In fact, you might actually have one or two other things you could add to the comment section for viewers to see and understand. And you could never tell, tomorrow you could be collaborating with MOG
Yeah,
Economics
yeah, who
itself.
knows? Who knows?
So, and for parents, you see, the future of all of us lies in your hands. Okay, because you provide us with the most basic kind of guidance that we ever see. Even if a child seems the most stubborn, they still listen to what their parents have to say. So you have a great influence on what your children think and do and want to act, and that always shows up even in the school environment. So I think you are the best kinds of people who could recommend MOG channel to your children. And second, you could yourself take some time to actually look at economic concepts. Economics is all about in our lives. It doesn't hurt to know one or two things about the economy of your business, the economy of your relationship with people, the economy of your trade, and of course, the fact that you are recommending this to your children or to make them to get them to subscribe and follow the videos and use them means that you yourself know they are of great value. So watch one or two videos, maybe once in a month. You could even sit down to watch with them, and it will be a family kind of discussion after the
Exactly.
video.
It's a good way for the
So,
parents to connect.
and with all of that, you encourage, you foster learning a learning environment in your children, especially when you can see them before they come to the university, or when they have that one break that they are spending at home. You find them doing something productive towards their education, and you know that your investment is not a waste.
Yeah.
So, but please, when you are subscribing, don't forget to click the bell button that's just right beside the subscribe button. That is to notify you for every new video that comes up on the channel. So, and I'm sure every single video that is coming up after this is going to be greater, better,
Yeah.
bigger than what you've had so far. But of course, the existing package itself is a unique masterpiece.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adedere. So now to Toyin, what do you think? Do you think they should subscribe? Mr. Adedere talked about subscription.
Okay. Yeah, I think they should subscribe. Of course, they should subscribe. And not only should they subscribe, they should also refer. This is for freshmen, for stellites, for finalists. It's a good way to connect with your colleagues. You refer them to MOG tutors, like you are providing a solution to an economic problem. Actually, okay, jokes apart. That's like giving them solutions to a problem. You have a classmate of yours going through some difficulties in his or economic courses. Just refer them to MOG
Economics
YouTube channel. That way you are kind of impacting, like fine, you are not making, it might not really seem like a big impact, but you don't know what little gestures, you don't know how far they can go. And also you can actually form a reading group through that, like tell people of like minds in your class, you people follow the channel, you guys can just all subscribe, follow the channel, and then form probably a reading group where you can discuss whatever it is you learned from the channel. So from what you've gained in class, what you've gained on the channel, and then your discussion, you have a concrete knowledge of whatever it is you are learning. And also it's sort of an opportunity to have a social relationship, like a social networking with someone. I mean, there might be someone in this class that you really wish you were talking to, but there hadn't been any opportunity for you to talk to the person. This way you are bringing value to the table, so of course the person would appreciate the fact that you're coming to him or her with a value, like, oh, of course, this is this lady I really wanted to talk to. So you could just go and tell the person, hello, have you had an MOG Economics platform? It's really a platform where you can learn and all. Fine, you're going with the intention of being friends with the person, but for the fact that you're offering the person a value also would make the person appreciate your gesture of friendship more. At least the person would know that you have his or her in mind and not just for your selfish gain. So even to build your own social status, to form relationships, to help your colleagues, and to help them grow their knowledge.
Yeah, so if I could add to that, sorry, quickly, I think you might want to take this challenge up, but I would just like to explain it from quite a economic concept, and that is increasing returns. Well, when you come to school and you learn about increasing returns, you're going to learn it
There's a
from
video on
theory.
that. You can, of
Oh,
course.
great! And check out the video on increasing
So I
returns.
think
You're
why
going to
the
find
average
out.
cost is U-shaped in the long run and short run. I think that's the title of the video.
Yeah, but there's actually a particular concept I'm going to about increasing returns, and that's what is called human resources. You see, human resources is a fundamental factor that causes increasing returns in organizations. Increasing returns is not a concept that is so well understood in economics, simply because the way humans work and relate when they are working as a team is it causes exponential results to occur than when you're working as a single person. Someone says you could create genius, but it takes people to value genius.
Yeah.
So the importance of that is, why not do something? Just find 12 people who are of like mind as you and create a group for yourself. Maybe on Facebook, like she has said, or maybe on WhatsApp, or maybe on whatever a platform of learning there could be. But devote to yourself to do some simple exercises, such as take a video per week, or maybe a video per 2 videos per week to discuss.
Depending on your company, yes.
And you all discuss it as a team, just 12 people with you. And imagine what happens when you have 12 people who think like you, who are visionary like you, who have the same kind of ideas like you, and who understand economics like you do. Man, you're going to make great business partners in the future, right?
Yeah.
So, and aside that, you could also help them to think about making 12 of their own team as well. So they could have their own personal teams, and they also belong to your team. And imagine what is going to happen if all of you are simply doing economics from MOG Economics channel, and you all have the same kind of superb understanding, fantastic understanding about economic concepts. I think we are going to be having the Nobel Prize from economics very soon, if that's the case.
Exactly. And another thing, you guys, there is always these tutorial we film for each other, especially when we have difficulties in courses and all. So probably in one of your tutorials you could visit the channel, see what the tutor is saying. I mean, there are times we always look forward to a senior colleague coming to explain something to us, or probably having a difficulty in a course, and then we have to pay a tutor to come and explain that certain course to us. So you guys could just come together as a class and then just watch the YouTube video and understand whatever it is you are trying to understand. I'm just saying it would be a good platform, a good tutorial platform for you guys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much, Adelima. Thank you very much. Tony. Yeah, I told you guys at the beginning that I have a surprise for
Something
you.
big is
Okay,
coming.
so something different, something that has
Something
never
exciting.
happened before. And
Wait, let's do drum roll.
all right. So we are going to be starting a show, and the title is what it's all about.
You're not available.
Yeah.
The student perspective. So you are going to be seeing that shows from time to time on this channel. So what is the student perspective about? You guys are listening to us right now. I want to listen to you. I want to project you to the world. We want to hear your views and so on and so forth. So on the student perspective, we just want to talk about school experiences of students. Basically, we are not talking about. It's not just limited to economic students. So it's cut across. As long as you're a student, you know that until we die, you keep learning. So somehow we are students. But what I'm trying to say is that we will be talking about what you think about economic issues, what you think about socioeconomic issues as a student. So we are students here, no lecturer. We don't have PhD if you are thinking about that. And
I'm sure he's looking forward to
as of this particular period, so we are students. So what we are going to be discussing, they will be bringing in students like yourself. And who knows, you might be one of the students that will be bringing in on the show one day to talk about a topic or a few topics that are important in the society, especially to students. Okay, we want to hear from the students. We want to just know what happens in your head. What do you think when you are an undergraduate? What were your challenges? What do you think about a particular issue, a particular policy, and so on and so forth. So that is what the student perspective is about. Now, you know what you are going to do? It is now very, very important for you to just click that subscribe button, invite people to subscribe to this channel, because once we drop a video on the student perspective, about the student perspective, okay, you get it immediately. So just click on that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and there you go. once we finish the video and we put it on YouTube, you get notified straight up.
Yeah, and I think that's a really fantastic idea that Godwin has just mentioned here right now. It's mind blowing, and the reason for that is this: I can remember that all through my years, from 100 level to 400 level, people were asking me about my opinions on different policy issues. But I was like, wait, I'm not an economist yet. I've not graduated,
And you
and
can imagine.
I've just begun to study economics, especially 100 level. I had this neighbor of mine who always asked me, but you are studying economics, so tell me something about the
Yeah.
Nigerian economy.
Yeah.
Tell me, why are we in this state? I think that's going to be fantastic to have your perspective on things viewed, not just as being an economics student, but now whatever student you are, so you could actually express what you're thinking of the society.
And yeah,
So I
and
think that's a
so
And
great idea.
yeah, there's this large difference between theory and reality. Actually, sometimes what you learn in theory is really, really different from what is actually happening
kind of
in
abstract.
reality. Exactly. So it's going to help you to acclimatize yourself with no, acclimatize is not the right English. It's going to help you to relate well with what's actually happening, and actually how you'd also learn beyond the theory, how you can apply the theory to um,
Practical
practical issues, exactly what's going on in the country and all.
Yeah.
I believe that's going to be
of course,
included.
of course, of
So
course.
you can also juggle so it's not just aside the fact that you are able to compare and contrast, then whatever it is they are teaching in theory will not be so vague. Like it's not something that would be so vague. You would be able to relate with it very well and better.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that. So, a lot of us, not let me say you, a lot of us don't even know why we are studying some courses. Okay, if I ask you what course are you studying, let's say you're studying economics, so why are you studying economics? Someone told you to study economics, you think it's simple, it was very simple in high school, so you think it's going to be the same thing.
No.
Or why are you studying chemistry?
Simplicity is not
You
it's
understand?
not even an
I
option.
discovered that 200, 300 level, it's not the same story. You're just like,
You start from 100 level.
so I just like right now, let me just graduate. So it's not about the first class anymore. Let me just graduate. So we want to prevent that kind of a thing. So we bring in students to talk about their experiences, how to help the viewers, especially when they are in junior classes compared to the class or the league of whoever is talking. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, this is really necessary. I actually wanted to make a joke about the simplicity. Sorry,
She
likes
likes it, and it's good to just cool your phone.
I remembered 100 level. I mean, everybody thought economics was simple. A lot of people borrowed economics from different departments.
Wow.
In one class, you have like 100, 120, 150. And funniest part after 100 level, all other people borrowing economics courses, they just deleted the course. Like second semester, you're able to add or delete courses, and we just reduced drastically. Like almost everybody just dropped economic courses. Like
when you do it,
I was shocked. I was like, economics secondary school, man. All you have to do is just read and bam. Yeah, but I'm not scaring you. I'm just saying I don't think anybody would want to be in economics because it's simple.
It's not.
It's not.
And
I think I'd like to mention something on this point actually. But first, I think what Tony has described just now is a principle that people respond to incentives, and very quickly when they see that, oh wait, economics?
No.
Of course.
But a second point I want to add is that don't let that idea of it not being simple actually weigh you down, because in fact the reason why I got entangled, you could say, in economics is because it's tough. I learned that early enough. I learned that from fundamentals of economics, which I read then in secondary school.
Yeah, of course.
And I read a part in the introduction that says economics is the toughest subject on earth. And I was like, okay, I want to find out what exactly makes this course the toughest subject.
It's a soft. I didn't read that part of the book.
I'm not shocked as we are because I had to read
it's
for
that part I read
like,
that kept me fueled for economics, and I didn't give in until I actually made economics. Like I made it into economics, and I must tell you, though it's difficult, it's tough, it's everything, but because I had that passion for it, because I was not willing to give in or to give up for anything, I enjoyed it. So that's one thing you are sure to have, and especially with this channel here right now, I think you're going to have more fun than I did.
Yeah, and economics on its own is actually an interesting subject. Like, fine, probably the school is dulling it and it's making it really, really boring. But when you have channels like this, you'd actually get to understand that economics is a very interesting subject. I mean, it's something you relate to day in, day out. Like, You're always in the lab. We don't have to be like all the science students having this particular time. The world is our lab, the market is our lab,
Correct.
relationship is our
Correct.
lab.
Again.
So you get to actually see the interesting parts aside the boring parts you see in class. Yeah, you
Some
get
parts,
to see
some parts are boring. I won't lie to you.
exactly. If I
Yeah,
just
yes,
like
yes.
what in God's name is this, but of course you get to see the interesting parts of economics.
I think I have to have a different opinion on that.
What's
Some part of-
elasticity?
Heteroscalar what?
So you see,
Okay, but one important thing I think is that when you're looking at boring parts, okay, in the class, just try to, for a moment, think about them as if this is what your life depends on the next minute. This is what you are going to be called on to use, to do, to discuss in the next minute. And all of your pride, your prestige, your fame of being an economics student rests on that. But
Yeah.
you're going to really find it interesting if you focus on the fact that there's something positive in what you're learning. So, but
Alright.
of course, if you are distracted or maybe you just don't find the explanation that is being given at the moment really interesting enough, it's going to be boring. So I'll just challenge you to do one last thing.
it's
My
really from
secret way of
experience.
making boring classes interesting is
That might
to-
be one of our shows. No, expect. Yeah, of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It actually is to find out something interesting about it that I've known before, and from there key into the rest of the course and be able to understand the topic. So I could really reiterate it in my mind and find it interesting. So
Okay.
association gives you a leverage.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any other thing that you want to add?
Well, I think on my own part, maybe if Tony has something to say.
And no, I don't.
Okay, I would always have something to say. I want to tell you. All right, so once again, I'll ask you guys to subscribe to this channel, share, tell your friends about this channel, like it, and okay, fine. I didn't mention this earlier. Leave your comments in the comment section. We want to know how you feel. We want to know. Tell us the topics that you want us to take on the channel. Maybe you've gone through the channel and you're like, okay, I can't find this particular topic, so just put it in the comment section, and I'm going to get it and I'll try to respond to it as quickly as possible, as quick as I can. Or maybe you went to the channel and there's this video that isn't clear and you want it to be taken, you want it to be recorded again, just mention it in the comment section. We are going to attend to that, attend to them, respect them, is it them? Anyhow, attend to them as quickly as possible.
And comebacks are always great.
Yeah.
Comebacks.
Yeah,
Commendations and criticism, what you want us to improve on, or how you think this channel has helped you. That would really encourage. I mean, as much as it's a free gift, we always want feedback too.
Yeah, of
So
course. Positive
that would
feedbacks.
actually be the price. Of
Yeah.
course, now there is no free lunch, so the price for the free lunch now would be the recommendations. Yeah.
Oh, really? As economists, must you always look for price for everything?
There is always a price for everything. Like,
Oh, really?
Well, they said that.
No, unless you get into the socialist economy, I think.
They've started.
yeah, even the socialist economy, someone is still paying the price for it,
It's
whatever it is you're getting.
It's
Yeah.
okay. You don't know what socialist
In a way,
is, some of it. No
She
problem.
has a point. But you learn that from history of economics though.
Oh,
yeah.
that course. Wow, it's interesting and
The Lord
it's,
bless yourself.
it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. You're gonna enjoy it. So
Yeah,
hopefully on this
They are
channel,
just
hopefully on this channel, we're going to talk about history of economics stuff. I don't know when. I'm not sure.
yeah.
I'm willing to,
Because
It's not one of
right
those
now. I'm
things,
volunteering to
You really
take
have
that.
to, you really have to dig deep and all of that. But it's very, very interesting. When I got to understand it in 400 level, it was
Okay.
very, very
It's
interesting.
a
Correct.
concept.
I'm reverting that.
yeah.
I have a personal advice on that. Whenever you want to come in for history of economic stuff, just come in with your popcorn. At least that one would help you when they start the argument part and you're like, I think this person is still saying what the other guy said. What's the difference?
Yeah.
So you find that part interesting.
You
And
find it- you
that's
realize
the point. That's the point where you
I
get
think
your
what she's
popcorn.
trying to
and-
say right now is that history repeats itself.
As in,
Well,
I know
actually, the
you
truth
guys
is
are actually
it
saying the
doesn't.
same thing, but what's the problem?
You can
I know
imagine.
this funny thing they say that economists never agree or something like that.
Yeah. On the one side,
Yeah, and on the other hand,
on the other
there was
hand,
this
Yeah.
president, is it a president that actually
Yeah, he's
made
a
it before
president.
that anytime he's going to employ an economist, he's going to employ an economist with one hand because
Exactly.
they always have the other hand
Yeah,
and
do something like this.
they'll
No,
tell you on the other
We
hand.
are going to enjoy that, from more of our shows and from the experiences
Yeah.
in school and so on and so forth. So that's for this video. So we've wrapped up this video. Please ensure you subscribe to this channel. Click the like button, share with your friends, share with your family members. It's not just about economic students now. It's cut across various various departments and so on and so forth. So thank you very much once again for seeing the video. See you next time.